Rivals has arrived, and now it's time to go to the NFL, where, we've had this conversation quite a bit, Alex, about the NFL is it kind of has a black eye right now.
Yeah.
They have these crazy rules that no one understands. They have people that are kneeling for the national anthem. That
sponsors are bailing.
Yeah, sponsors are bailing. You have kids that are actually in high school not playing.
TV ratings are suffering because of it.
Yeah, and so we're kind of concerned, right? We're kind of concerned about where's the state of the NFL. Is this like a generational thing where it's going to lose its popularity? Because you never in a million years would have thought that the NFL would kind of be in this flux, or that it was almost that like untouchable program that was just there's just no way. There's no chink in the armor. There's no way anything bad's going to happen in the NFL, and yet it has.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's going to end up turning itself around at some point, if it's going to still be America's game, essentially, which it's been for, a few decades now. But, the tides have shifted a little bit, and a lot of that has to do with, the political climate of it as well. And you and I have talked about how much we don't like all of the extracurricular things that are, winding up outside of it, because it takes away from the actual game itself.
100%. And you have all these players that have domestic violence issues and players getting arrested right and left. And in fact, the Cleveland Browns had a player who had a suspended license and was actually caught with marijuana, and his punishment was to stay in the game the whole time. Well, he had a teammate who actually did something that kind of gives us a little bit of hope with the future of the NFL.
Oh, good. So this isn't a bad story then.
No, this is a great story, actually. In fact, it's kind of something that flies right in the face of everything that's been bad. So Nate Orchard, who is a local product from Utah, Highland Ram, beat my football team in the state playoff semifinals literally almost by himself, was a tremendous high school, not only football player, but basketball player. Had an awesome career at Utah. One
of the best defenders in Utah's history.
In fact, on our rival teams, he's showed up as one of the great defensive linemen in Utah football history. Plays for the Cleveland Browns, and was on an airplane, and he was flying from Salt Lake City to Cleveland, and he got a lot of attention. People knew who he was. Yeah. People were asking his autograph, wanting pictures and stuff like this. And a 70-year-old woman went up to him, and she asked for an autograph for her 11-year-old grandson. And he said, "Look, I'll do more than that. Let's take a picture." And then they started a conversation, and he actually gave her like one of his trading cards. And then they walked through the airport. He took her bag. He carried her bag through the airport.
Oh, that's cute.
And then she was afraid to get on the escalator, so they went in an elevator down to the bottom. He sat there while he waited for her to get her bags at baggage claim. Walked her outside to make sure she got with her ride, her daughter, who was waiting for her, and went on his merry way.
That's awesome. Yeah, look, Scott, you surprised me with that story, because I thought that, because we've been hitting so many negative stories lately, I thought I was going to start arguing with you about some of the finer points of the anthem debate or something like that. You're like, we're going to talk about the NFL, some of the things that one of the players was doing, and good, that's a good story. The NFL needs more of this. The good news was it wasn't like it's not a planned appearance or anything, just these kind of things where people are good folks and they're doing good things. That is the thing that is going to help, the black eye that the NFL has right now. Unfortunately, I think that there are more instances of that make the press. I'm not saying that there are more instances of people being bad or misbehaving. I think that our tendency as media is to highlight the ones that aren't good, because if we see that trend of the NFL kind of, struggling a little bit, we find the stories that accentuate that, I think, sometimes. So good to hear. And the best part of the story, Highland Ram. That's what I'm saying.
So what was cool about this is the woman wrote a really nice letter to the Cleveland Browns and said there were no cameras on Nate Orchard. He was just doing this because he was just being a good person. And she said it really gave her hope for the NFL and for men in general. She said there are good men.
That's terrible.
Good men out in the world. So Alex is a good man. I'm a good man. Rivals has arrived, and now it's time to go. You can text Rivals to 65537. Go to all those social sites and like us. Dial us in on your smartphone. And until then, thank you, Alex, for being with us again. We'll catch you soon.